Beards and Flicks, baby.
Okay, guys, welcome back to Beards and Flicks. My name is Brad Johnson. I'm joined, as always, with Mikey D.
Justice League.
What's up, Justice League?
Yeah, I can never. I have so many names I can't even remember them anymore.
It's okay.
Green screen.
Your haircut's looking clean.
Thank you,
Dapper
man.
did a good job.
Dapper. Hey, if you guys need beard essential pampering, Dapper hooks it up. It's my first time going. I was telling Mandy today that I've been doing my own beard trimming and haircut and all that by myself, like just in the bathroom with clippers and all that, and didn't even know how much I needed like a professional, like hands-on sculpting this.
Yeah.
I look 10 years younger.
You do.
I look great. I love it. She's got a new customer out of me. So Dapper, hook it up.
Is that your first time to use Dapper?
Ever.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I've been using Dapper for a few years.
Yeah.
I would highly recommend it to our listeners or our viewers, whoever you are.
Yeah.
I'm also wearing a hoodie right now because you always wear hoodies.
Hoodie Mike. Oh, is that a new one?
Hoodie Mike.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of racist.
No, it sounds like I'm about to do some criminal activities. But I said it, though. It's okay.
Oh, man. We're joined today by our friend Chris Rice. Welcome back.
Red Beans and Rice. That's the new nickname for you. I like it.
Red Beans and Rice.
So I got Bradley Cooper, Chris, Red Beans and Rice.
Yeah.
I was telling, so we had a guest for Hidden Figures, which isn't even out yet, but we had a guest for that episode, and I said I want to start giving all of our guests nicknames because it's a nickname thing for me.
Okay.
So Chris, Red Beans and Rice.
Have you ever given me a nickname?
Bradley Cooper.
Can I request a better one?
I gave you Bradical.
Bradley Hathaway.
You did not give me Bradical. I've been using Bradical for years.
Oh, have you? I've known you for years.
Wait, did you give me Bradical?
Bradsticle.
Now I don't.
No, Bradford.
Bradsticle.
No. Bradfordance? You got that from me.
You're the one that said it first?
Yes.
Okay, did you give me Bradical also?
I feel like I did.
I think you might have too.
Yeah, so...
Because that's been my Instagram handle for like...
mad years.
Since you said it.
Yeah, exactly. See?
That's exactly what it
proof.
started.
Yeah.
There's the proof, ladies and gentlemen. Bradical and Bradfordance both came from Money Mike.
Yeah.
And
How
Red
you doing,
Beans
Mikey?
and Rice.
You doing good?
I'm good, man. Yeah. I don't have it. I like to have top of the pod banter stories, but I couldn't come up with any.
Right.
Oh, no, actually I do have one.
Oh, here we go.
I'm in my apartment because I work from home.
No, you're right now. Okay.
I mean, the story took place in my apartment.
We're in the
Do you know where you are right now?
The Twilight Zone.
This is going to be fun.
This is going to be great.
What you guys do? Well, we derailed this story real quick.
Real quick, and Brad always doing
I'm real
those
good at
stories.
that.
Yeah, man. Should we call you Brad the Conductor?
Brad the Conductor?
Brad the
Because I'm derailing stories?
Yeah, there you go. And so I'm working from home on my laptop, and I never do the deadbolt latch. I just do like the key block.
Good to know.
Yeah, and in my apartment, you can hear people like walking down the halls. And the other day, I heard like walking down the hall, and it felt like someone stopped at my door, but I didn't really, I kind of dismissed it. And then I hear like a jiggling of my door handle, and I'm like looking at because I can see the door from where I work, and then I hear a knock at the door, and then like I hear what sounds like keys going into the door.
Your door?
Yeah. And my survival instincts are really good, but they didn't kick in at all this time. And
It's like, this is how I go.
yeah, this is it. And so I go to the door, and I'm like, who is it? And they're like, it's housekeeping. I was like, this is not a hotel. Like, they don't even have housekeeping.
Housekeeping!
Yeah. And so I kind of, I got real stern. I was like, I didn't order housekeeping. And they like knocked. They're like, housekeeping. The door's not that thick. They can hear me.
Yeah.
So I opened the door enough and cracked it. No, I looked in the peephole and they had it covered.
What?
Yeah.
How creepy is that?
And then me just survival instincts were trash that day.
Yeah.
Opened the door anyway, and it was two women with masks on and like a cart full of cleaning supplies. And I said I didn't order housekeeping, and she said, you didn't order. I just said that. And then she's like kind of gave me this smile, like under her mask you could see this, the impression. And then they like calmly like walk away. The strangest thing I've ever experienced in my apartment. Yeah.
Man.
Bizarre, man.
Very bizarre.
That is pretty scary. Like women that want to clean your apartment, that's scary.
Especially when I didn't pay them yet. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I didn't pay for those services. I don't pay for women's services. Can I say that?
Okay. Moving on.
Sorry, Dad. He listens now.
Guys, it's still Black History Month, and so we're going to wrap up Black History Month with Black Panther.
Yeah, so we start off pretty heavy with Malcolm X and Selma. We recently released Hidden Figures, which is a little bit more lighthearted and also shed light on important, prominent black women. Mm-hmm. And now we're going to end it with something a little lighter. Chris is here today because he actually texted us 2 weeks ago.
This was his idea.
Yeah, he said if you guys do Black Panther, he didn't say just for this month. He's like, whenever you do it, I want to be a part of it. And I had already been debating on which movie to end with for this series. And so he kind of basically helped me make the decision.
This is our first time to discuss a Marvel movie. It's in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which we are big fans of. Mm-hmm. And this will not be the last time that you hear us talk about a Marvel movie.
No.
So, Chris, Black Panther. What's up?
It is just in my top Marvel movies, period.
Okay.
Like it was so well done. Cast so well. Chadwick Boseman just... Boseman?
Boseman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chadwick Boseman is fantastic in the role. There are so many pieces that like really struck me, and this movie actually was a big part of like my shift in thinking of my privilege as a white man and the difference of honestly, like in Hollywood, a lot of younger black males or females having a black figure as a hero,
right? For
a superhero. It was so cool, and this was it really set me off was the Halloween after Black Panther came out. I remember getting a trick-or-treater coming to my door, and I was like, "Oh, you're Black Panther." I was like, "That's awesome."
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites, and he just goes, "Wakanda forever."
Yeah.
And it struck me in so many ways that I'm like, I've never seen a child so invested in a hero because that hero relates to him.
It became a cultural like movement.
Yes, absolutely.
The next year after this movie was out, everyone was doing the Wakanda forever.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
At all the award shows, whenever they were winning awards and whatnot, everyone was doing it. It got to the point where he was like, "Man, even I'm tired of doing it now." Everybody, in all the press junkets and interviews.
Did you see the Jimmy Fallon thing where he would like go surprise people in the movie theater?
Oh my gosh!
Did you see any of that stuff?
I think I saw it.
It's on YouTube, so you can go find it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But he would do the whole the chess thing. Like he would surprise people. It was so cool. Chadwick Boseman before he passed.
I hadn't seen this movie. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I hadn't watched it since he passed, and that was deliberate. So watching it for this was tough because I wasn't prepared to see it yet.
Yeah.
And then so before I even watched it last night, you guys were texting that Disney Plus changed the Marvel logo.
Oh, yeah. And the opening logo stinger.
When I saw that, I was like, oh wow.
They did it after his death, and I was sitting at a bar with a bunch of friends that night when the news broke, and people's phones would go off, and it was a pretty big group, and they're like, oh my gosh, and they would just talk about it, and the news came to me, and I was like, what? Like, it was completely shocking.
Yeah.
Just like everybody. I mean, people around him knew that he was sick, and I think Marvel knew that he was sick, but it wasn't publicized. And I actually kind of appreciate that. Like, I like how he kept it close to the chest. And then, his passing. And then right after that is when it was on Disney Plus. Disney Plus had become a thing, and they had changed it. That opening Marvel thing to just be him. They did the same thing with
Stan Lee.
Yep. Yes.
Where were you when you got the news? What was going on with you that night?
I was at home, and I was shocked. It was crazy to think that it's weird to see because didn't they say he was sick during the filming of Black Panther?
He'd been sick the previous 4 years, so all this MCU stuff, he was sick.
He would take time off sometimes during filming.
Yeah,
to do cancer treatments.
To deal with treatments. Yeah,
it's wild. And there are things I noticed about him in filming, watching it this time as opposed to last time, and it was different. And
watching it. Yeah, I watched it last night, and there's the part where he takes that stuff. And it takes the power away, and he's like you can see his veins.
Yeah,
he's really. I lost it because I was equating it to like real life, how he's dealing with.
Yeah,
because I mean, none of us have ever taken any cancer treatments, but like I've had family members take it. You probably have friends or family members that have taken it. It like makes you so weak, and makes your hair fall out and stuff. So I can only imagine what he was thinking when he was filming those scenes, having cancer.
And there's that one scene where he shows up at the end. He's like, "As you can see, I am not dead," and I was like, "Oh man." That line hit me different. Yeah. There were several lines in the film where it's like, oh man,
such a good movie. 2018 is when it came out, directed by Ryan Coogler. Had we seen anything from Ryan Coogler previous to this?
Yeah. So his first big movie was so he's gonna be that black director that uses the talent pool like Marty does with Leo, because him and Michael B. Jordan have teamed up. We got Fruitvale Station in 2013 or 2014.
Okay.
Coogler wanted to do Creed, but he didn't have like the experience and the money to do it.
Wow.
So Fruitvale Station came first.
Okay.
Which is equally a powerful movie. It's about this
I haven't seen that.
man's last day on Earth.
Okay.
Very powerful. It's on Netflix, I believe, too.
Cool.
So Fruitvale Station's a big hit.
That's Michael B.
Yeah, puts Coogler on the map as like the next up and coming director. And then we get Creed. He directed Creed with Stallone and Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
And then Black Panther, Creed 2.
Yeah.
Black Panther 2 is working on the script right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, Coogler's only at 36, so he's basically done all this in like the last 7 or 8 years of his career.
Yeah.
From Oakland. So there's that beginning scene in Black Panther where it's in Oakland, 1992.
Yeah.
That's like an homage to where he's from. And then at the end, of course, they go back.
The guy from This Is Us.
Sterling K. Brown.
Oh.
Yeah. I love him too.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That opening scene with like his friend, who we later find out.
Yeah. Do you know his real name?
Who?
That kid's real name? It's Denzel Whitaker.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I would have hated my parents for naming me that, because like now I feel like I have to be destined for greatness.
Yeah.
Or I'm a failure.
Denzel Whitaker.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I love a lot of aspects about this movie. I love the score, especially the drum bits. And Ludwig, I don't know how to say his name. Ludwig Göransson, who does the Mandalorian music. And he did Tenet, which you watched last night, right? His his composing is really cool. But that whole like the Wakanda drums,
the tribal music, any of that.
As soon as you hear it, it's like the congos or bongos or whatever they are. As soon as you hear them, you're like, oh, they're gonna go to Wakanda, or it's Black Panther's about to show up, or whatever it is. I love that. It's so it like gives me goosebumps.
Yeah. He also scored Fruitvale Station.
Oh, cool.
Which Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. So again, we're talking about that, that trio again. So
talent pool. That's good. 2018. What was going on?
A lot of movies going to ring these off.
Here we go.
I'm going to start off with this one, because this one you and I saw on a whim one night, just chilling. Mandy with Nicolas Cage.
Oh my!
One of the craziest movies I've ever seen.
I was told about it, and you came over, and I made stew.
Yeah, you
remember?
did.
And I was like, I want you to eat my stew, and you weren't even really hungry.
No, but the stew was good though.
It was okay. Thank you. And then we watched. I was like, man, my friends are telling me we got to watch this movie. Have you seen Mandy?
I never heard of it.
I didn't know much about it. It's crazy.
Nicolas Cage is one of those actors that now he just like cranks out 4 or 5 movies a year,
and they're all completely different.
Yeah. And this one by far is the most strangest movie you'll ever see.
We kept going like what?
Yeah. like to this day I couldn't even like give you a one sentence synopsis or a log line. I have no idea. His wife dies and he goes on this killing rampage, and
there's drugs, and there's like, it's just so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. All right, go on.
So I started with that one because that we have like ties. Right after this movie comes out, we get Infinity War 3 months later.
Oh,
and that's
man.
in 2018.
Yeah.
Deadpool, the second Deadpool, which is really good also. Yep. Jurassic World, The Fallen Kingdom, that's the second one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Mission Impossible Fallout, the latest one.
Okay, yeah.
Ready Player One, Incredibles 2, Bohemian Rhapsody,
so good.
Ant-Man 2, A Quiet Place, Halloween, Annihilation, Crazy Rich Asians, which I haven't seen.
I haven't either.
But I've heard a lot of good things. You have seen it? Yeah, I want to see it.
That's cool. It's good romantic comedy.
Okay. One we talk about often, Game Night.
Oh, so good. Jason Bateman.
Yeah. And
what's
Rachel
her name
McAdams.
from The Notebook? Yeah, Rachel McAdams.
Classic. Have you seen Date Night or Game Night?
Mm-mm.
Have you seen Date Night?
I've seen Date Night.
Date Night is with Steve Carell and Tina Fey.
Right.
Which is fantastic.
Yes.
In Common. And Game Night is with Jason Bateman. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, exactly.
It's so good. Listeners, it's such a fun date movie to watch or whatever. It just goes crazy, off the rails.
I have a quick story about the first time I saw Game Night. So I spent like 6 weeks in LA, much shorter than I intended because I went there for a specific reason. Things didn't work out, and so I drove back. And as I'm driving back, I drove halfway. Cause it's like a 23-hour drive. It was just me, and I stopped in the halfway point. I think it's El Paso. So Texas is just that big, and I'm in this hotel and Game Night's on, and that's how I see it. It's driving back from LA.
Just in a hotel.
So in one of the most pivotal.
Making up new words here.
That's what we do. Pivotal.
It's twice. You say it a third time, it's a real word.
It's gonna be a real word.
That's the rule.
That's how that goes.
Pivotal. Like depressing moments of my life because I'm dealing with the fallout from that.
All right.
And I see this amazing comedy, and I love comedies like this that focus the characters are like in our age range.
Yeah.
I don't have to sit here and just rely on Superbad or Project X to get my dirty movie laughs.
Yeah.
I can watch movies like this and see that adults can have these shenanigans as well.
It's got some really good characters. And the story is just twists and turns, and you don't know what's happening next. And it's all hilarious.
Yeah, I want to cover that one.
Dude from Friday Night Lights is in it. What's his name? The coach from Friday Night Lights.
Oh, Kyle Chandler.
Kyle Chandler is in it.
He's really Jason Bateman's brother in the movie.
Discount Matt Damon's in it.
Yep.
I can't remember his name.
Neither can I.
I never.
And you've actually
Jesse
told me.
Plemons.
I was gonna say, you know his name. Yeah, Jesse Plemons. Yeah.
And just a lot of good people.
Right.
Really good people. It was really good. Yeah. Highly recommended.
That year also Black Klansman.
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, have you seen Black Klansman?
Mm-mm.
It's really good. It's got John David Washington in it. Adam Driver's in it, and a few other people you would recognize. Yeah. But that was Spike Lee's first Oscar win, like in 30 years of his career.
That was Spike Lee?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so I'm starting to get to a point where I feel like after an actor or just a creator has been snubbed for so many years, the Oscar just give him one.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that wasn't even his best movie, but that's the one he won for. Same thing with Leo with The Revenant. It was a good movie.
So good.
But I felt like he's had so many better roles before that he should have won for.
Yeah.
I, Tonya, Bad Times at the El Royale, which
that's good.
To me reminds me a lot of Identity with John Cusack, Amanda Peet, those guys. Wrinkle in Time, we talked about Ava DuVernay. That's her directed movie.
I like that movie.
Yeah. We mentioned this in Hidden Figures, Blockers, with John Cena.
Yeah.
It's a hilarious
movie.
movie.
Gosh, that movie is
really
so
funny.
Insane, yes.
Where he butt chugs the
Yes!
And then the car crashes, and it all comes out. That movie is so funny.
It's insane. Again, we're talking about adults our age and these shenanigans.
Yeah.
Because they have these, high school kids trying to stop from having sex on prom night. I love it.
It's so good.
That's the dad I would be, by the way.
Yeah. Story,
I can only imagine when Remy's that age, what you're gonna be like.
Oh my god.
Tucked in shirt with cargo shorts.
Yes. Yeah. Are you with Liam? How you're gonna be when he gets that age? You're not even going to prom, Liam. Sorry, buddy. Family night.
Yeah.
Family night, guy.
Yeah.
Creed 2 we talked about. The Grinch, Ralph Breaks the Internet, the sequel. Searching with, I can't remember his name, but he plays Sulu in Star Trek movies. John Cho. Yeah, really good movie, by the way. And Bumblebee with Haley
Oh,
Spencer.
yeah. The Transformers spin-off.
Yeah.
Which was really decent.
Yeah. And now she's cast as Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Are you done with
that? That was it. Sorry,
cool. The only thing that I don't buy in the MCU is Martin Freeman's American accent.
I actually 100% disagree.
You like it?
I love it. I think it's fantastic. They let him. He still keeps his Martin Freemanisms.
Yeah, he does.
Like his.
He does. So I'm a big fan of Martin Freeman. I really enjoyed the Sherlock series with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
And him as Watson. I really enjoyed him in the Hobbit series.
Yeah. Jenny and I are watching Sherlock because she's never seen it.
Oh.
And we're in the middle of that.
Have you seen Sherlock?
And then
I never
watched
have.
The BBC Benedict Cumberbatch. It's a modern retelling of the Sherlock stories, and they're like 90 minutes long. The episodes are 90 minutes long.
Oh.
And there's like 3 per episode, per season.
Oh, okay.
It's like you're watching a movie.
It's like a miniseries.
Yeah. So they focus on like one caper or one mystery
big story
and the whole like per episode.
And it's still like already still running, or is it over?
No,
I haven't seen.
Well, okay, so it's a BBC show, so they don't really follow the rules of American shows, right?
Right.
Yeah. So they will come out and they'll just do like a one-off, like they'll do a Christmas episode.
Yeah, they did the throwback episode for Christmas. With
and
the
then
mustache.
they've been talking about making another season for a few years, and they're both. They're both in the MCU, and they're both like super busy.
Yeah,
Benedict and Martin Freeman.
Speaking of that, I really hope that they haven't shown him in the trailer, but I hope Martin Freeman shows up in The Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Oh, I hope so.
He's tied into the Baron Zemo thing.
That would make sense for his
character. And
Baron
Zemo is in this. Yeah.
Yep. I guess what I was getting at is with this, the cast for this movie is off the charts.
It is.
There's so many fantastic actors, actresses. Michael B. Like, the first time I really saw Michael B. was in Chronicle, and I really realized how good of an actor he was. Have you seen Chronicle?
Yes.
I've never seen Chronicle.
This time it was the black guy when he moves the car with his mind in the parking lot.
Well, he hasn't seen it. So
I said I've
never
seen
it.
It's a superhero movie, and these three teenagers.
It's like a found footage.
Yes.
I've seen things about it.
You're familiar.
Yeah, I recommend
really
it.
good.
No,
yeah. So that's when I really learned about Michael B. Then I watched Parenthood, and he was on Parenthood.
Yep.
He had that little character arc on Parenthood, which was really good. I'd never seen Chadwick before Black Panther.
Yeah. So he was in, the Thurgood Marshall movie called Thurgood.
Okay.
So this is like the guy that played like so many historical black, figures.
Yeah, he was he was 42. He was Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson, who recently passed. Rest in peace to Jackie Robinson.
What was the music one he did?
That was Get Up, the James Brown biography.
James Brown. That's what okay.
I think out of those three, I would rank them in like best to least best. Would be Thurgood, 42, and then Get Up, and then Black Panther. Though that's the one that everyone knows him from.
Yeah.
And then he's done a few others. He did 21 Bridges, which was the Russo brothers post-Endgame directed movie. Yeah. Really good also.
So his character, Black Panther, shows up in Captain America Civil War. That's when we were introduced to the whole highway scene where he's like scratching the ground. Oh, man. Amazing. And he's fighting everybody, and really cool. And that's when we first hear the drums, and you just know. It was so cool. I loved it.
That was a way to introduce his whole character arc. What
a great introduction.
Way.
Yeah.
I do want to preface though, because some of the listeners may be wondering why we chose this for Black History.
Yeah.
I think it's obvious to some degree, but also it's like this wasn't a real person. We've covered Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Dorothy Vaughan, Catherine Goebel, and Katherine Johnson. Yep. And then Mary Jackson from Hidden Figures. Why this one? This character was introduced in Marvel Comics in 1966 in a Fantastic Four comic. Now, the year before that is when Malcolm X was assassinated.
Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah. Malcolm X was assassinated in 1965, the year before. Martin Luther King was assassinated 2 years after that in 1968. Yep. So he falls in between that era of we just lost this one prominent hero in black culture, and then we get the comic book character, and then we lose our other prominent black leader. So in a lot of ways, you could look at him from a comic standpoint and say, well, this is kind of what we have now in terms of, like, I guess, black entertainment. So now we have a black comic book figure to kind of look at as a leader. We see how strong he is in the comics, and what his story evolves into from 66 to present day even. No, I'm good. So yeah, I feel like he's on that list of influential black figures because of his ties to the 60s. Hidden Figures takes place in the 60s. So all the movies we've covered, characters-wise, figures
that was
in
when
the 60s.
Major cultural happenings. Civil rights movement. You really see racism kind of change face, but still very prevalent.
Right. Yeah. The movie We Are the Titans, is that 60s or 70s? That was 60s too, right? Because
remember the Titans.
What'd I say?
We are the Titans. It's fine.
We Are the Titans, the Mighty Mighty Titans.
I want to say it was late 60s, early 70s. I don't remember exactly.
So, but it's in that little that range. So all this kind of ties together. I didn't realize until we started this series how pivotal the 60s was for
civil rights.
And just the black movement in general. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I want to point out something I recently rewatched. Remember the Titans probably like in the last 7 or 8 months. And it's so different because when that movie came out, I was young. I was in early teens, I think. And
well, you're only 21 now, so
21. Yeah. I remember rewatching it now, like all the things that I missed throughout that movie, pointing out the racism that existed, and just I remember watching this movie and not noticing a lot of it. Like I understood like there was a lot of racism and things like that, but the way it was portrayed, like it was painful, and it also made me like painfully aware, like how ignorant I was. I grew up in a culture like I did not meet a person who was black until I was 14.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yep. And it was just where I was at. It was a really small town.
Cincinnati.
In Upper Michigan.
Michigan, sorry.
Yeah, the UP of Michigan. Like it was very much like a bunch of Finnish people and Norwegians and like it just very, very
blonde hair, blue eyes, pale skin.
Yeah. They all were. And it's a pretty progressive place for the most part. Yeah. So that wasn't the issue. There just weren't anyone there wasn't anyone that was black that lived there at the time. It didn't connect with me until I started growing older, and as I became an adult and moved away and like saw these differences and what people would say. And I remember something that stood out to me is that it always sat poorly with me. As someone said that, oh, this person is okay because they act white. I'll never forget that because I was like, well, why should that matter?
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It made me sick.
Have you ever heard a person say, "That's mighty white of you"?
Yeah.
I hate that.
Oh yeah, that sets
I've heard
me
that
off.
too.
That's so I hate it. White supremacist.
So it's hateful. Is that what you're saying? Like I just
right. Like
what in what sense of the word is that okay?
Not
that stuff sets me off. But
same.
Looking back, sorry, I just went off on a tangent.
No,
that
go off on tangents.
Because that's kind of what we're all about.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
Beards and flicks, tangents,
and tangents, yeah. No, but something you said was it triggered something I've been kind of just in my head about over the last couple of months when you said acting white.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as acting white or acting black. It's not. It's not a personality trait.
No.
Right.
It's like it's who you are. I've been told that. Like, oh, Mike, you're acting white, or whatever, and like
the whitest black guy you've ever met.
Yeah. There's a whole like phrase like the token black guy. Like it's in movies. It's in it's that one spoof movie where it's like the black guy plays the token black guy on purpose, and it brings awareness to that social commentary on there's a such thing as the token black guy. Yeah. I've been called that, and in the past it's like I'm not gonna sit here and try to fight a house full of white people because someone called me that. Right. But at the same time, it's like something Uriah said earlier today. He was like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to fight you over this, but like I never wanted to be called that. So for someone to come up to me and say that and think it's okay, it doesn't sit well with me. There's no such thing as acting white or acting black. Most of my friends are white. Have always been that since I was a kid. Yeah. One of the reasons I actually grew up in public school. I say grew up. I mean, second grade, kindergarten, first, second grade. I was in private school. Mm-hmm. My dad actually took me out of private school, put me into public school because he said he wanted me to be around more black people. Wow. Around black kids. Yeah. And even from third grade on, even to today, like majority of my friends are white. And I don't have a problem with it because I know who I am as a black man. Right. Mm-hmm. And I choose to surround myself around specific white people. Yeah. Specifically meaning like enlightened, aware, progressive thinking of what's going on in the world culturally.
Non-judgmental. Yes. And caring and
right. Yeah. And are open to the idea of being educated. Yeah. Right. Like you are. You are. Right. Mm-hmm. And I've never really had a problem with that. I am who I am. Like, I have, I guess, black isms but you guys don't like make fun or point out. You're like, oh, why are you talking like that? Why are you dressing like that? You say hoodies, but it's like hoodies is just a thing.
Oh, anybody can wear a hoodie.
Yeah, anybody can wear a
hoodie.
You're wearing a Sherpa hoodie. I love it. Yeah. It looks hot, but
I'm warm. Yeah.
That may come off later, but
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe you have a t-shirt on under it. If it comes off, it's fine.
Do.
Yeah. Chris, you can take off your ass shirt, but don't do it because I said it. I mean, hey, whatever.
If you really want me to.
Oh, censor that.
It's a whole different podcast now.
No, but I'm gonna talk black. I'm gonna dress a certain way.
It's who you are.
It's who I am.
Yeah.
I'm embedded in my culture.
Yeah.
There is a thing called black culture, and like I grew up in when hip hop was like in its genesis, in its infancy. I grew up in all that, so I listen to rap. I listen to R&B. Like I watch black films. We talked about that earlier too in Hidden Figures. But it doesn't mean that I can't hang with you guys, or I'm acting black. I'm acting like Mike.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm acting like the culture I grew up in raised me to be who I am.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't mean it's acting black or acting white.
Right.
Yep.
Tangent.
Totally agree.
Relevant tangent.
No.
Oh,
good.
We have tangents and relevant tangents.
Ooh, I like it. Just talking about the cast some more. Lupita Nyong'o. I don't know how you say her name.
I think it's Nyong'o because there's like an apostrophe at the G and O. Yeah.
Okay.
She was the voice of Maz in Star Wars.
Yep.
The little yellow one with the
goggles.
Goggles, yeah.
Yeah.
Where is my Wookiee?
She was also in Us, which you and I saw together.
Been underground.
I haven't watched it yet. It's on my list. I just watched Ma, which was
Octavia Spencer.
Oh man, she's amazing. I love her.
Yeah, she was off the rails in that movie.
I didn't see that.
Wild.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 12 Years a Slave.
So that's a movie that I just won't watch. It's just like too emotionally charged. But I know the like the content and like what it's about.
Okay.
Michael Fassbender's in it. I know it.
Yeah.
It is a movie that I want to see. I have not seen it.
Chiwetel Ejiofor is also in that.
It's really good.
It's the emotionally charged.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to be in the mental space to be okay watching.
I've gotten to a point in my life where I can't watch those types of movies. Yeah. I know it's important for history, but like I've seen so many of those movies just growing up, and it's like I've kind of got my fill of those. It's the same reason why I can't watch to this day I haven't seen the George Floyd video. I can't watch those types of videos or movies because it does something to me like in my soul. I can't take it.
Denai Guerrero. Is that how you say it? Michonne from
Walking Dead. That's how I know her.
As soon as I saw her, I was like, oh, even with her shaved head, I was like, oh.
And she makes the joke about wearing the wig when they go to the casino.
Yeah. She is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's also a badass.
Yeah.
Okay. Both of them are.
My notes on her is Okoye is the best of badassery.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I would say she's like the leader of that Dora Milaje, the four.
Yeah.
Women. Yeah.
I love his little sister. What's her name?
Shuri.
Oh my gosh. Amanda.
What are those?
What are those?
I love that line, dude.
So the whole dynamic between
Angela Bassett.
My son and I say that a lot. What are those?
Yeah, T'Challa and Shuri.
Yeah.
So I found this on some research. What's his name from Atlanta? Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, and his brother Stephen Glover actually had a hand in some of the script.
Really?
And they focused more on the dynamic between T'Challa and
That's awesome.
Shuri.
I did not know
the brother-sister dynamic.
Yeah.
And I love that because watching it,
fantastic.
like I saw that and pictured myself.
Misa. What'd you say?
Oh, what is that? Jar Jar Binks? Misa. Misa's like her sister.
Yeah.
So me and my sister. We're very much like
that
T'Challa
relationship.
And Shuri. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, like growing up, we pick fun of each other and make fun of each other, and I love that whole scene. The first time he goes to her lab.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's one of my favorite scenes. We'll get to that later, but
talking about how all the different suits and how they all. Yeah.
When he kicks the suit and she's like, kick it again. And he's like, you're recording. He's like,
Yeah. Good point. The language they spoke is actually a South African language.
Xhosa.
Yeah. Well, is it the clicking one or is it the one that they speak?
It's
that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because Trevor Noah's mom is also South African and he talks about it in a lot of his stand-ups.
Yeah.
The clicking.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
Yeah. It's called Xhosa.
Okay.
Like if you can click your tongue, it's like with Spanish. Like you can roll your R's.
Yeah.
Can you roll your R's?
Yes, I can.
Let me hear.
I can roll my R's.
Hey.
Roll them?
Can you do it?
Okay.
He just like growled at you.
I don't know why I did that at you, but hey. No, I took Spanish for 2 full years in college, And I think I mentioned before, like, it's the only class in college I made straight A's in.
Yeah.
Like,
you
I love
Spanish really well.
Yeah, I've actually had dreams of Spanish, whatever.
That's cool.
But yeah,
I sometimes dream in black and white. Is that a problem? Is that something we should talk about?
It probably is.
Racially motivated, huh?
It seems like
it's because your best friend's black.
Not like that. Like that's very true. Okay.
But yeah, so that actually I got notes on that too. But that's the main language for people that are from South Africa and Zimbabwe.
How do you say it again?
Xhosa.
That's so cool.
Xhosa. Yeah, that clicking. If you can get that clicking thing down, you got it.
Xhosa.
And they made it a point. Ryan Coogler made it a point to make sure that all of the black characters in the film could speak that language.
Yeah.
Like he put emphasis on that.
That's awesome.
And they spoke it.
It made it feel very authentic.
Authentic,
yeah.
exactly. That was the purpose.
That's cool.
You know what I loved about that? So on the subject of language, there are pieces of that film that are in that language that I didn't realize were in that language because I remember it all as if they're speaking it. It's like, oh my gosh, they're speaking this, and it's just What I love about it is it makes it feel seamless. I was lost in the film and not lost on, I have to read this portion of the film.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
It made me watching it last night. Like I've seen this movie, a number of times since it came out 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. But watching it, whenever I watch a movie for the podcast, I get something different out of it because I'm watching it.
That's cool. Intently.
Yeah.
Yes.
And everything's like analyzed under a microscope.
Absolutely.
And it made
Microscope.
Hey.
New nickname.
That's funny because that's his name.
Chris, I'm so glad you're here, man. But it made me want to what did you say? I'll hear it on playback.
You said, Chris, I'm glad you're here. And
he doesn't want me here.
I go, I'm not.
Oh, hater. Got a Sherpa hater.
It's
take that Sherpa off, man. Oh, you got an animal on your back.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, you got a camel on your back. Hey! No, it just makes me want to...
Mike. Sorry.
What day is it? My dad will, if I text my dad on Wednesday, I forget. He'll be like, Mike, guess what day it is? I'm like, it is Wednesday. I'm not texting you on Wednesday ever again, Dad.
Never again, Dad.
Never again.
Well, I'm going to let you say this now. Okay?
Thank you.
Say things.
It just makes me want to dive into... You're doing the eyebrow thing. It's really weird. They can't see it on camera. It makes me want to just be more cultured and learn about other cultures. Yeah. Like if I was, I won't say rich, but if I was well off financially, I would just travel the world and
absolutely
just embed myself in different cultures, study cultures, try to pick up some of the language, and then food is always a great thing for me. I love food. I know you guys. You guys are great cooks too, so I know food is a thing.
Yeah, I love food.
Yeah,
it matters.
It makes me think of Anthony Bourdain. Is it Bourdain?
Bourdain,
yeah, rest in peace. Just you go all over the world. I'm just like, some of that stuff is like, I don't know, man, but some of it's like, I'll try it because he's getting paid to experience culture.
Yeah.
Like it's from the best job in the world.
Living squid and stuff.
Yeah. Chris doesn't think so.
Yeah.
I won't do it.
I have a ton of notes.
I've got to talk about Forrest Whitaker.
And his bad Wakandan accent?
So, my thing about Forrest Whitaker is this right here. Hold
on. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing the thing. The eye thing. Yeah, and he goes, I want to strip the powers.
The powers of the Black Panther.
He says, Black Panther.
Yeah. And you know what? It's okay if you just use your English accent. Or Forrest, you can't do Wakandan. It's okay.
Yeah, he didn't kill.
No.
And I was joking about this earlier with you because Disney doesn't like Forrest Whitaker, I don't think, because they killed him in Star Wars and they killed him in Black Panther.
Facts, that's true.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
I want to talk about his casting for the younger version of himself. The younger version also had the Forrest Whitaker eye.
Yeah, it totally did.
You're right.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I pointed it out to Jenny when we were watching it, and I was just like, there was so much. We had some really great conversations over this movie. The casting in this movie was
There's so many
fantastic.
Positives for this movie. It's like you said, like the instruments, the African
the
tribal
composing
music.
Yeah.
I was after the movie ended, I was just kind of sitting there just reflecting on what I saw because it was the first time I'd seen it again since he passed.
Yeah.
And hearing the hearing the...
That's a mic thing.
That is my mic thing, yeah. It's a micism.
Didn't mean to steal your thing.
Okay, no, you're good.
I apologize.
Hearing, like, the tribal African music.
Yeah.
Like you said, because it sounded so authentic. Like, for me, as a black man, on a spiritual level, like, I just felt like, oh, this is my music.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense.
Totally,
I mean,
yeah.
Like, I just, it felt like home to me.
Yeah, it's like when we hear banjos.
I kind of want to believe you, though. Thankfully.
I was going to say, like, John Mayer.
The music of our people.
John Mayer.
Hey, listen, I love John Mayer, though. But when he sings like he's dying. Have you seen him sing?
And his chin moves?
Yeah. He's not a good, like, live singer person.
No.
Yeah.
He looks weird.
But, I mean, yeah, it's just like that music makes me feel like home.
That's cool.
Just comfortable, you know, kind of thing. It makes me want to just, again, talk about, you know, just traveling and experiencing different cultures. Also, just listening to just different genres of music.
Yep.
Like foreign music.
Yep.
I'm trying to get more into that anyway, just like get away from, like, I guess, Western
the same
music. But
yeah.
It's all in English. I want to experience, like, other music.
Yep.
Because you don't have, a lot of times music is so powerful, and you would know this too as a musician. Mm-hmm. It's not always about the lyrics. Sometimes it is. Yes. But if the instrumentation is, like, on point, you can feel the power and the emotion behind the instruments as well.
Yep.
A lot of guitar riffs in, like, rock songs, emotional stuff.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of it is. And a lot of rock has those guitar riffs where they just, like, after the first or second verse, they just go off into this riff of guitar. You can feel it.
Well, you know, there's certain things in music theory that, like, tones and the frequencies will make you feel a certain way.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's totally, I understand that. Yeah.
Right.
I liked Winston Duke as M'Baku. M'Baku.
So his intro is incredible when
comes out of
the Jabati tribe and his whole monologue about how we're tired of this and you couldn't even protect your own dad.
We will not challenge today.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
All the different tribes were like, no. And
all the different looks that they had.
The different colors.
How beautiful that shot was.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. Oh my gosh. It was gorgeous.
On that waterfall? Yeah, on top of the waterfall?
Yeah.
The way they seamlessly infused traditional, like, African culture into this hyper modern culture.
Yeah.
Was
as
beautiful.
if it was happening right now. Yeah.
Also, I'm convinced this is just a sidebar. This isn't about that. But the scene where they're walking around, like, the city in
like the market
Wakanda,
area.
The market area. Is that the same set as Thor Ragnarok when they're walking around the city, like those stairs?
I don't know.
I couldn't find anything about it, but it, like, instantly made me think.
Well, I mean, you know, Marvel shoots a ton of their films in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So I mean, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so I was curious if anybody else saw that, because I was this reminds me of that, because they were shot within. They came out within a few months of each other.
Thor Ragnarok was, I think, November 2017.
And this was
February, so 4 months later.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have, like, filming locations on IMDb, and this was actually filmed in Wakanda, so that's really interesting.
I hate you so much. Brad, do we need to talk? It's not a real place.
Short trip over there.
It's not a real place.
Hold on. What?
That is hilarious. Oh, Brad, with the trivia.
So Wakabi, anyways. How about him?
Listen, man. Daniel Kaluuya.
So good.
So at the end, when they have that final battle, he's prepared to fight his wife.
I think he wanted to fight everybody.
Yeah.
He's just a warrior.
Right. He's a warrior. Yeah. Right. He's a part of the border tribe. He's the leader of the border tribe.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that you want to fight your wife and you summon these Wakandan rhinos.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Don't do it." He goes up on that horn, the hill, and blows the horn. And you want to fight your wife? You believe in this new guy so much that you're willing to fight your wife and kill your wife. I loved him though in this movie.
I mean,
like, he's one of my favorite people of all time now, because he's just been in like so many things that I love. Me, my sister, and my brother-in-law joke all the time about when they do the first challenge day. They don't call it. They call it like, I guess, the fight for the throne. Or, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. The first time they do that, and they're all doing the shoulders. Yeah. And he's covered up, and he's just like this whole his face and countenance.
He's got like a poncho on.
Yeah, he's just like so serious about it.
That's good.
Like you feel like him and T'Challa are close, because there's that moment where they're talking about You know, if we should share technology or what happens if we let them in, which is very reminiscent of like Donald Trump and the border letting immigrants in.
Yeah.
And you feel like they're really close. And then there's that moment where he's talking about we're gonna go get Claw, and he's like, look, I want to join you. Da da da. And he's like, no, I need you here. He's like, well, promise me you'll bring him back or kill him. He's like, I'll bring him back.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like they were really close friends.
Yeah.
And then Michael B. Jordan shows up and just literally turns Wakanda on its head.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time we're actually hearing Andy Serkis' real voice.
Well, no. Age of Ultron first.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because that's when he showed us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He always plays a character, and he's really good at it.
Oh, he's
but
fantastic.
This character was so interesting, you know, like...
Oh, yeah.
The whole,
I loved it.
Like the little, like, hand missile thing.
Yeah.
And then Black Panther just pulled it right off his arm. That was awesome.
He's one of those villains that he's just having fun wreaking havoc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when they're getting...
He was just chaos.
The chase scene in South Korea, or Seoul, Korea.
Yeah.
He's like, put some music on. This isn't a funeral. You know, he's like, he wants theme music for this. Chase I love it.
Yeah.
Like, those are the villains. It's like, I want to see more of the villain.
Yeah, he's like, what did that guy say? He was like, oh, you guys getting ready for your next mixtape? He's like, oh, yeah, actually.
Just check out
that was
SoundCloud.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good.
I like that scene, too, in the casino, because as Claw's guys walking in, it's like, the metal detectors just going off. They all have guns, like, beep, 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 beep.
They're all packing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. The technology and the CG in this movie was so good.
I thought the same thing.
The whole the train. What was it? Like a train or like a?
Yeah, it was like a magnetic train that Shuri had invented to transport the vibranium. Yeah.
So they used vibranium for so many different things.
Basically everything.
Even the little like.
The camellia beads.
Yep. Well, the like the 3D. When you got a phone call or whatever, like a little hologram thing, but it wasn't a hologram.
Right.
It was those little.
It's like black sand.
What's that stuff? You know, you like put your face in it. Those little pins.
Yeah, it makes the impression of your face or whatever.
That's what like whenever he would look at the map or whatever, it kind of did that. Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah.
What else?
I love how we all took a sip at the same time.
Oh, yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. Take a sip, Brad.
Oh man.
Yum.
So I do have an issue with leaving Eric in Oakland. So he's the kid in the blue hoodie playing basketball.
Right.
So I had a note. Eric was left in America because, as Njobu says, we had to maintain the lie. Njobu's Forrest Whitaker's character.
Yeah.
But why did you have to maintain the lie? Why couldn't T'Chaka, T'Challa's dad, take Eric with him and back home?
That made no sense.
Yeah. I don't understand the reason behind it. They never really explained it. It's just, we had to maintain the lie.
I almost feel like I don't want to say this, but that felt like lazy writing to me. Like it just gave an opportunity to have Killmonger.
Right.
Yeah. And which is ironic because Killmonger is one of my favorite villains in the MCU.
Same.
Yeah.
He is fantastic and so
fantastic. I heard that from everyone after this movie came out. It was like, there are some people who I had friends would say Killmonger was more interesting than T'Challa himself.
Yeah.
Because Killmonger had layers
to
his character,
Yeah. Yep.
Are you guys from Wakanda?
Brad, we brought this up.
No, let me see.
Can you do that? I don't know if you can do that.
Yeah, look, show the camera. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all can do that.
Let me see yours.
Are
you from Wakanda?
I don't think you guys can do that.
Are you from Wakanda?
No, I'm not.
Show me.
I'm from Fort Worth.
Show me.
I would never show you anyway. You colonizers.
Well, Chris and I are not from Wakanda, so we just wanted to prove that.
Speaking of colonizers, I love when they bring in Martin Freeman. I can't remember his character name.
It's Agent. Hold on. Everett Ross. Agent Ross.
When they bring in Ross after he's been shot. Yeah. And she's like, great, another white boy to take care of.
Yeah.
And you don't understand that.
Was she referring to?
She was referring to
Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Which we don't know about. Which we don't know about yet. Right?
No, we do.
No, at the end of Civil War.
Civil War, we have but you always forget because it's like a one line, and you forget it. And then the post credits scene for Black Panther, they show Bucky, and he's referred to as the White Wolf, which is a comic book homage.
Yeah. Cool.
Which is I'm curious because Bucky is involved in Infinity War and also Endgame and the portal scene. I'm wondering what prompts him to leave Wakanda and join Falcon in this new series coming up with Winter.
I guess we have to find out pretty soon. It's coming out really soon.
March 19th.
It has to do with Cap is the only thing that I can imagine.
Yeah,
because
it's got to.
So we're getting Justice League and...
We're getting Justice League on March 18th, Thursday.
And then
the next day.
The next day we get Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and then I think somewhere around that time also is the Loki series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So many good things coming out soon on Disney+.
Loki series is coming out that soon?
I believe so. I want to say they're almost done. They're in post, I want to say.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
So I was curious about the color purple. Because, I mean, it's prominent throughout this
Very
film.
prominent, yeah.
It's like embedded in his new suit that he absorbs the energy. He can release it. It's the color of the heart-shaped herb that gives the Black Panther their powers.
Yeah.
And I looked up the significance of purple within the confines of this movie.
Yeah.
And it represents power and kingship.
I was about to say, traditional, it's royalty, and
right.
it's a very rich color, like if to portray like status.
Is that why Prince uses it a lot? Because he...
Probably so.
Because most of his clothing was in purple.
Purple,
or Purple Rain, you know, yeah.
Absolutely. I love... the mask T'Challa wears when he fights M'Baku. It's like a primitive version of the Black Panther mask. He's not wearing it for long because it gets knocked off, but I want that mask.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's very cool, yeah.
Did you read the quote that Martin Freeman said about being one of the only white actors on set?
What did he say?
So it says, in response to being asked what it felt like being one of the only few non-black actors on set, and sometimes the only non-black actor on set, Martin Freeman said, "You think, right, this is what black actors feel like all the time." Yeah.
And so that's just him being socially aware.
That's legit. I like it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, sometimes I wonder, but I also think and believe that like just Europeans and other cultures have a better understanding of...
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, Europeans are white, but
yeah.
I feel like they have a better understanding of racism as it pertains to white than white people in America even do.
Well, I mean, think about like London. Like, it's such a melting pot of all these different religions and cultures and people from like India. You know,
right.
It's crazy, and they of course like do not approach it the way Americans do.
No. Something that just is kind of stands out if you know the colors of the African flag, the red, black, and green. When T'Challa, Okoye, and Nakia show up in Busan, they're wearing red, black, and green.
Yeah.
And then when they go to the balcony overlooking the casino, they're in the order of the flag. And then they're talking about the plan, the mission, and they turn in unison and then walk and spread out. Cool. That's really cool. Yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
Dude, those vibranium spears that they had.
Ah.
Oh, man.
When they cut up to her when she's fighting those guys and she's... brings out the spear. She throws the wig at the one guy.
She puts it in one guy's foot.
Yeah,
and you hear like a sound effect, and then she throws it, and that car like hits it. That was so cool. Yeah. You saw like the power of those things.
Absolutely. Also, can we talk about? Can we agree that the heart-shaped herb is basically just LSD and PCP? I mean, come on.
Yeah, for real.
You go. It's an acid trip because you go to the ancestral plane, and you have these amazing powers, and you feel strong. That's PCP and LSD.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And being that this story was created in the '60s, that's when that was going on. LSD and PCP heavy in the '60s and '70s.
Yes. So, in the '90s. In the 90s, Marvel wanted to make a Black Panther movie.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes was attached for
and Wesley Snipes wanted to play Black Panther.
He championed that for about 14 years, but then he ran to that tax evasion issue, and then...
And then 98, he was Blade.
Yeah.
So he got his Marvel wish later on.
Because they talked about how he wanted to do Blade and Black Panther, and they were just like, that's, kind of too much.
Yeah.
Being that it was going to be Wesley Snipes in both roles, I mean, it was too much.
According to this, it says that to prepare for his role, Michael B. Jordan kept to himself while he was on set, reasoning that his character Killmonger is distant and in conflict with other characters.
Yeah.
I like it when... It's like method acting.
That's very
It is method acting, yeah. And I feel like it works out because his character is extremely cold, calculated. He talks about all those different like marks on his body for every kill. He said he's talked about how he's done this his whole life, waiting for this one moment.
He's cold and calculated.
Yeah. And this is after the first Creed. If you've seen Creed, have you seen Creed?
Yeah.
The first one and both the second one?
Seen them.
Just the first one.
Okay, you see the second one too. After the first Creed, so the first Creed, he's ripped.
Yeah.
It's like, a boxer shape.
Yeah.
But in this, after Creed, the guy's, he's huge.
He's a big one.
Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to tussle with him at all.
Yeah.
And you look at Chadwick Boseman, I mean, he was kind of frail, kind of thin.
That was like watching that back. Like I found that interesting because he is this superhero, and typical superhero form is you think of
really ripped,
massive, swole dude. I mean,
like Chris
look
Hemsworth.
at Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans. They're both huge.
And Pratt.
They all got like swole.
Mm-hmm.
But Chadwick, and I don't know if that had to do with his sickness,
right?
Or I mean, even what if the culture? I mean, typically like African cultures, you don't see extremely swole, ripped up guys in tribal settings.
Also true. You're right.
So I don't know if that was traditional to keep up that air. But I mean, his back is pretty cut up. Like, there are scenes where he's getting up off the
ripped.
He is ripped, but he is not like Michael B. Jordan was.
Right.
Which that's where the culture question comes to me is like Killmonger came from military fighting, training, looked a certain way, had to look this part of the badass.
Yeah. I love the way like his dreads like
on
go
the
to
side.
the right.
Yeah.
Unless he's like in an action sequence, they kind of go all over. But that whole to the side thing, I was like, if I could still grow hair, I mean, obviously I can't.
That one part, whenever he's brought in cuffs to the chamber,
I guess the council.
Yeah, the council or whatever.
I call it the Jedi Council of Wakanda.
And he was like, and this is what he says is very big in Black culture. He was like, "Hey, auntie."
Yeah.
I was wondering what you thought about that.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Actually, when I heard that line last night, I was like, Brad's gonna say this because it's true. It's absolutely accurate.
Yeah, I've heard my black friends say it.
Yeah,
growing up. Yeah.
And I love in that scene also where he's like, he keeps telling them, "Ask me who I am. Ask me who I am. 'Cause I'm ready to tell you." And then finally,
he has so much attitude.
Yeah, but it fit the character. Like this guy, he's driven, he's angry.
Yeah,
like he's basically been left for dead, left behind to fend for himself.
Right.
They mentioned his mother. Like, it was just whoever it was. We never see her or whatever.
Yeah.
But, this guy, he's just angry, man. Yeah. And even...
lots of anger.
Ross's character, the Agent Ross, was like, this is one of our guys.
Yeah.
Talking about his background in
the CIA or whatever.
Yeah.
This was interesting. Ryan Coogler described the film's central theme as responsibility and identity. Quote, "What do the powerful owe those in need? It separates the good guys from the villains. What value is strength unless you're using it to help someone? Wakanda pretends to be just another struggling African country, but some of its neighbors are struggling for real. If Wakandans don't stand up for themselves, who will? But if they stand only for themselves, then who are they?"
Oh, wow. It's a deep quote. This guy is like, he's like an enigma to me, man. Like, to be so young in your career and you've already accomplished so much. Again, like a short time frame, and you have that foresight. You see, like, the importance of this work that you're doing.
Yep.
It's huge,
and
man.
the metaphors in it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for fight scenes in the air.
Okay.
So when
they're falling?
When they're falling, it's like, can they just fall for like another 1,000 feet? So I can just see more air fighting. I'm a sucker for that. I loved all that. I love that, and then the way he basically defeats Killmonger. He realizes if we could, use the magnetic, train track to remove the power of the suit and stab him, and then once it's over, the suit goes over. He's like, and even Killmonger, as much as he hated T'Challa, he's like, oh, hell of a move, man. Yeah, like he respected it.
Right.
I love villains who
because he's so military minded and fight minded.
He just respects his
the techniques.
Yeah.
He did, and what's interesting about that, if you think about it, is that Black Panther used the same technique that Killmonger used on him.
Yep.
He took, "I'm going to strip you of your powers."
Yeah. Oh, oh, look at this. This guy's good, man.
Yeah.
Again, see, you can have my job. See, I don't even. Christmas here, I can just like sit back and watch, man.
All right, so
no Black History Month,
guys.
No Black History Month directed this way, fellas.
nice.
Oh no!
Oh,
I made a mistake.
Oh man.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into
Let's go. Let's go there.
favorite scenes, the favorite lines. Favorite scenes, Killmonger's intro in the museum. When he's like, she's talking to the curator, and he's like, tell me about this one, and she's like giving him the whatever.
And he would tell her, actually.
Yeah. That last little artifact, he goes, tell me about this one, and she's like, he's like, no, yeah. He said, actually, no, this is so-and-so. It's stolen, and it's Wakandan. It's vibranium, da-da-da. And she's kind of like hunching over, she's drinking the coffee.
Yeah.
And then even that's also Claw's intro. Then the ambulance shows up and it's him and the other guy.
Yeah.
And the barista, the black woman, she's like, I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah.
Very conveniently.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which is cool because you think about it, like they took time to set that up. You don't really realize it, but if you look at that scene from that perspective, like she had been there pretending to be an employee long enough to be like, hey, I'm gonna take a break for a minute. Like you don't do that on your first day.
No, because I watched that scene very, like you said, intently last night. There's a line of customers. You can't just say, hey, I'm gonna take a break. Like, fam, there's like 30 people trying to get coffee.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so how long have you been there? Making minimum wage for this plan to fall through. Trying to get this vibranium. Like, oh my God, this better pay off.
Yeah.
And then all that just for him to kill her in the end.
Yeah.
He's like, it's gonna be okay. Boom, boom.
And then gone.
Just killed her.
Yeah.
He's cold-blooded, man. But yeah, cop barista, not for me.
Not for me.
We talked about the Djibouti tribes intro.
I know my.
We covered
I know this really. One of my favorite scenes is really silly, but it's the intro where they're flying above the convoy, and she tells
this
them not
never
to freeze.
gets old. Oh, that part. Yeah.
He jumps down, does the whole thing, and they're looking for him.
Yeah.
And they see a dog barking, and it's him up in the tree. And I'm like, the dog's barking at the cat in the tree.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I just bust out laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just so funny and so good. And then he does awesome stuff and then freezes.
Yeah. Yeah, of course he does.
And it's so great.
You're gonna freeze up.
You're gonna freeze
He
up.
froze up.
I never
I
freeze.
never freeze.
How many times have we seen in movies where there's movement in the bushes or in the brush?
Yeah.
And the guy let's just shoot everything. We can't see. Let's just shoot the trees and the bushes.
Yeah. Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would never do that.
I'm gonna wait until the next opportunity you have for
The
that.
next
I'm gonna see what you do. I'm gonna see what you do.
Apocalypse happens, boys. Which one of us is gonna shoot the bushes? Ain't gonna be me.
Nah, no facts. If I hear something, I'm gonna hear a branch. I'm gonna load every clip. Sorry. Yeah.
I wait
No more
for
bullets.
Yeah. Whatever's over there. I hope I killed it because I'm empty. I'm out.
Yeah. It's another way of saying you blow your load.
Yeah. Yes. It's true though. It's true. It's very true. I only brought one mag for this mission.
Big sigh.
Yeah. Like the battle hadn't even started yet.
No. Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
We weren't even there yet. We were just on the way to the fight.
Yeah.
You already
Let's go to the bullet store.
Did we pass a bullet store? Where do I buy bullets? I've never done this before,
Where
guys.
does one purchase bullets?
Yeah. I'd be that guy like if I was like a real soldier, I'd be like, where's the save point?
Yeah.
You know, like in video games.
Yeah. Like where's home base?
Yeah, where's the merch?
Where's home base, guys?
Where's the merch?
I'm on base. You can't shoot me, guys.
Time out. Where's the pause button, please?
Pause. I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Like Zach Morris and say about time out.
Yeah.
Start select.
Love it.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Love it.
Star select.
Super Nintendo. I'm resetting, guys.
Yeah.
Back on the main menu.
We covered the rest of my favorite scenes, by the way. Just
The name Wakanda comes from the Wakamba tribe of Kenya, also known as the Kamba.
Okay.
So it's not completely made up.
There actually is a city. I think it's maybe Michigan or one of those.
Have you been there?
Northern states. It's Wakanda, but it's Wakonda.
Oh, okay.
And shortly after this movie came out, there's this picture of like it's like in bad taste now thinking about it, but there's just like it's like a white police department, all white guys. And it's like, it's Wakanda, Michigan or Wisconsin or whatever. And it's like, in hindsight, it's like, you probably shouldn't have posted that.
That wasn't so great, guys.
Some more about the... Were you going to say something?
When I first watched the movie, they talk about Bast, the Panther god. It's really interesting. It's based on an actual goddess of an Egyptian goddess, Bastet. It was the goddess of home, domesticity, Women's Secrets, Cats, Fertility, and Childbirth.
Women's Secrets?
That's what it says.
Women's Secrets. Not like women's, secrets.
Women's Secrets.
Women's Secrets.
You're like possessive.
They don't keep secrets.
Never.
Yeah, their vault is like just always wide open.
Oh my god.
No, but what was the last thing you said about that?
She protected the home.
You go, their vault is always wide open?
It is, man.
He goes, oh my god.
She protected the home from evil spirits, disease, especially disease associated with women and children.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's in that aspect of it, it feels like that they took a lot of things of. Initially, it was also a lioness. Was how Bastet was projected, but later on throughout.
Which is like in the feline family, like the panther, the lioness. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I found it interesting that it was especially disease associated with women and children, as it seems like it was a very male figurehead thing, which is kind of interesting. Yeah. And the way they portrayed Black Panther, he was protecting the entire country. Like, right. That was the role of the Black Panther. Yeah. That was kind of cool.
I like that. It's interesting.
More about the details that the production went into was 3 out of every 5 people in Wakanda go barefoot. A deliberate decision by the costuming department.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Wow. That's really cool.
Wow. Yeah, I would never... Like, there's no explanation as to why? 3 out of every 5 people?
They didn't say more than that.
Can I bring up a point? This isn't... No. All right, cool. I'm done. Thanks. See you guys later.
Hey, Chris. Rabbits and rice. Good to see you.
Thanks, guys.
Biscuits and gravy. Can you be biscuits and gravy?
Can I be biscuits and gravy? That's my
he's rabbits and rice.
I will absolutely be biscuits and gravy.
Brad Skits and babies.
I'm sorry, say that again? What?
What did you say?
Brad Skits and gravy.
Brad Skits and gravy?
Oh!
Brad Skits.
I love it.
And gravy.
That's going to stick forever.
Cool.
You sound so sad, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, right.
It's okay, Bradley Hathaway.
Oh, God.
Bradley Hathaway?
No, this is...
off my later.
Yeah,
spoken word.
Spoken word guy. There was this line that his sister, Shiri, says I loved that was such foreshadowing for the whole movie. And I listened to it and I was like, oh my god. Mm-hmm. She says, it's when he's looking at he's talking about the beads and she's like, I need to see these.
The Komoyo
beads.
The
Komoyo beads. Mm-hmm. And he's like, they work just fine. And she says, just because something works doesn't mean it can't be improved.
Yeah, I noted that in my head too. I have this mantra that I kind of just not really live by, but share with others. It's like, just because you're good at something doesn't mean you should be doing it. You know what I mean? It's like, you can be good at a lot of things. It doesn't mean that's what you're destined to do forever or whatever like that. I like that's a good line. That stuck out to me as well.
In 2018,
you had such a big inhale. This is gonna be pivotal.
Chadwick Boseman won Best Hero at the 2018 MTV Movie and TV Awards. He invited James Shaw Jr., who is dubbed the Waffle House Hero by the media, up to the stage and gave him the award as he felt that he deserved it more. Shaw subdued a gunman at a Waffle House in Nashville, Tennessee. The gunman killed 4 people, yet Shaw was able to prevent any other people from getting killed. Shaw was humbled by Boseman's acknowledgement.
Wow.
I just had goosebumps.
A testament to
who he was.
Who Chadwick was. This guy was about people.
Selflessness.
Yeah, and it's something you talk about often.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation, you as well. He was just, no matter what he was going through, physically, he was always going to be about other people, man.
Yeah.
Selflessness, like you said.
Yeah, it's not about him.
Yeah, not at all, man.
I am second. The whole thinking about that.
Mm-hmm. Who was that about? That was
I am second.
Yeah,
I think it was a religious thing.
It was. Yeah, it was a lot of Christian things about them, believing that they are second. A lot of famous people that put them. Yeah. Tried.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
J.J. Watt was, I think, involved with that and things like that. So,
okay, that may be what I've heard it from. Then
I have a question.
Okay.
I forgot about this.
This is more of a statement podcast.
I'm sorry.
We don't do questions.
We don't do questions at all.
You can email your questions
you can email them to.
We're never going to answer them.
We won't answer. We'll just call you up for why'd you ask questions in the statement podcast.
God. All right.
You
had a question?
Not anymore.
Oh, it's over.
T'Challa's sister, when he is assumed dead, and they are traveling to see M'Baku, his mom suggests that Nakia takes the herb.
Yeah.
Why not his sister, who is actually family?
Like heir to the throne, pretty much. Yeah. Well, I think the only reason would be she's supposed to be like, really, really young.
Okay.
Like in this movie, like her character is supposed to be like 16 or 17.
Like a teenager,
yeah. So she wouldn't really be
old enough,
mature enough, to take responsibilities of like king or queen of an entire, civil country.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I would ask. I would say that it was suggested that Nakia take it.
Yeah.
Or was it because she was too afraid to lose another child?
Oh man.
He already had the answer.
So you?
No, that was literally just like right now.
No, how dare you ask a question and then already have the answer?
Like that was
That's a good point.
It is an excellent point.
I hadn't thought about that, but I mean, like she just lost her son to her knowledge. Like, do I push this way, so it doesn't come down on my daughter?
So, I don't know. Do I risk losing my 16-year-old daughter, my baby? Like, that's all I have left.
Yep.
I lost my husband already.
Yeah. Who is a badass in that final fight scene?
Man,
oh my god!
When she puts on those two little guns.
So dope.
Yeah.
Like she gonna kill Killmonger. All right,
they really did a good job
They could have finished the movie there.
They did a good job of making the female characters
strong,
tough, and not just for the sake of female empowerment. That whole movement thing. They were actually strong for a reason.
Yep.
I loved all of that.
Yep.
There's that scene where the final battle's happening in Wakanda. And the daughter Malaj, the four main women, are fighting Killmonger in his suit.
Yeah.
And one gets killed, and then the three of them have him pinned in that with those spears.
Yeah.
And he breaks free. Like the suit's just too powerful.
Yeah.
But it's just a testament to how strong the women in this film were. Not just for the sake of let's just add some strong women. It was like they actually were strong. They all had a purpose and a role to fulfill within
within that culture,
exactly.
They were just strong women. They were the protectors of the Black Panther.
Exactly.
And I mean, obviously, the Black Panther is very capable.
Yeah.
But and I wonder if it was not only because he relied on her so heavily.
Yeah, he did
on Okoye for so many things. She didn't just protect him within physicality and fighting and things like that, but within mentally. Where's your head at this? And he trusted her as an advisor.
I was gonna say I would think he has that relationship with her where he's just side by side, just the two of them alone from everyone else.
Yep.
What do you think about this? Every strong leader, I feel has that person, that that right hand man or woman.
Yep.
And I feel that was that she fulfilled that role for him.
Yep.
For sure. There's even that scene once Killmonger takes over, and Nakia's let's run and whatever. And she's like, I'm loyal to the throne. I don't care who's in the seat. I'm loyal to
whoever that is.
Yeah.
This is my duty. Which was really cool just to see her strength of her beliefs, and then you could see her emotions wanting to be with T'Challa.
Because the scene before that when Killmonger throws him over, she's tearing up, but she's not just bawling, but she's hurt by what's happening. They all are.
And then giving the justification when he is still alive.
Yeah.
It's oh no, he still has rights.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's just cool.
What did she say? I think she said the Black Panther lives or something like that when he shows up at the end. Yeah.
In that scene where she's showing him his new sneakers, and he puts his feet into them and stuff.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
I apologize.
So
the sneakers.
I didn't realize you sneezed like a cartoon character.
Neither did I.
How chewy.
Yeah.
Bless me, guys.
What in the world? All right.
Oh man, the layers.
Jenny
The layers.
bless me yet.
There's that scene where she's showing him his new sneakers, and he puts his feet in, and you can briefly see a series of characters on the surfaces written in Wakandan glyphs, which correspond to 26 letters in the Roman alphabet. When deciphered, the letters read Air Chaka, like H-E-I-R, Air Chaka.
Yeah.
But it's a reference to Air Jordans.
Air Jordans? Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Like Air Chakas.
Where did you find that?
It's in the trivia, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Somebody paused it and was like, oh no!
Yeah.
And researched and was like, oh no!
Yeah, see, I'm not going to do all that. I'm going to give you minimal effort. The opposite
You're the
of
opposite of
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
The opposite of
Minimal effort.
That was awesome.
Oh, man.
That's hilarious. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to start saying that when I sit down now.
Minimal effort.
Minimal effort.
Yeah.
I do minimal effort in most of my life. I mean, with my job, relationships.
Yeah. I'm writing a biography for you, and I'm going to call it Minimal Effort.
Minimal effort.
It's going to be, what, 10 pages?
That's all I put in.
It's a paragraph.
It's a paragraph, yeah.
I didn't put very much into it.
Yeah, a bestseller. I love it. So Shuri has that line where T'Challa first has to fight M'Baku for the throne in the beginning, and before he shows up, they're asking the different tribes, is anybody going to challenge for the throne? And Shuri raises her hand.
Oh yeah.
And everybody.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "What are you doing?
This
corset is uncomfortable. Can we just wrap this up and call it a day?"
The way she goes, "This corset is uncomfortable." Like the way she said it, like she pronounced it. Yeah.
One of the
and everyone else was like, "Oh, come on."
One of the most impressive things about this movie is how certain actors really committed to learning this language.
Yeah.
To speak in the role, because it adds to the believability and of the film. If you can look the part, it's one thing to look the part.
Yeah.
If you can also speak the part,
yep.
It just makes the whole character valid for the audience.
Totally.
Mm-hmm. And you buy into it.
Well, when you're creating this universe, and it's got to be believable.
Mm-hmm.
So down to the 3 out of 5 people being barefoot.
Yeah.
Down to the air chakas, whatever it is.
Right. That's so cool, air chakas. Yeah. I'm surprised that Nike didn't jump on that, because Nike's a company, they'll jump on something like that and actually create a shoe based on whatever's out there that's popular. Cool. So when T'Challa goes to the ancestral plane the first time, and he sees his dad since he's died, T'Chaka, his father, says, "You're a good man with a good heart, and it's hard for a good man to be king."
That was my favorite line.
Mine too.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite lines too. I love that line, and it's. I mean, I'm not
it's
a king
so
or anything,
true.
but it has to be true.
Yeah.
You're leading people. You're making decisions for a whole culture.
Yeah.
And they're gonna ride or die with whatever you say.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my favorite line.
Mm-hmm. Right after Killmonger is stabbed, at the end, he says how his father was gonna take him to Wakanda, because talking about the beautiful sunsets.
Yeah.
And he says, "You believe that? A kid from Oakland running around believing in fairy tales," which basically is Coogler inserting himself into that moment, because he's from Oakland, believing in fairy tales, and now look at what he's accomplished, in his time. Cool. And then the final words from Chadwick Boseman in this movie in the post-credit scene. I'm gonna try to get through this.
Okay.
Because even writing it out, I lost it. Now more than ever, the illusions of division threaten our very existence. We all know the truth. More connects us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges, while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe. Which is, I can't argue with any of that. Like, it's a perfectly written line. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that scene, if you look at his haircut, it's obviously done after they shot the entire film. Yeah. And Marvel's notorious for that. They'll do reshoots or bring actors back for a post-credit scene. The one of the infamous ones is from the first Avengers, the shawarma scene. Yeah. Like, they bring them all back.
Sitting in the
sitting in there, not saying a word, eating. I love that too. Yeah. And one last thing. Do you guys have anything else before I go into this? Because it's a little bit lengthy.
Go for it.
Okay. So this is just like the cultural importance of just Black Panther. And it's just like, it's a lot of information, but I want to get through all of it because I feel like it's important. And it's a good bookend to wrap this Black History Month series that I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope it's kind of sparked interest in you guys to want to find out how you can get involved in helping end racism and Black Lives Matter, supporting that. So here we go. Many wondered why Black Panther means so much to the Black community and why schools, churches, and organizations have come to the theaters with so much excitement. The answer is that the movie brings a moment of positivity to a group of people often not the centerpiece of Hollywood movies. Racial and ethnic socialization helps to strengthen identity and helps reduce the likelihood on internalizing negative stereotypes about one's ethnic group. That was written by Erlanger Turner. She's an assistant professor of psychology at the University of Houston downtown, which I actually went to that school.
Nice.
Writer and activist Sean King found the film to be a cultural moment in Black history, similar to Rosa Parks' Montgomery bus boycott, Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech, or Barack Obama being elected president. Wow. Gil Robertson, co-founder and president of the African American Film Critics Association, called the film critically important and a gate-opener opportunity for other black-centered projects. Child development expert Deborah Gilboa felt the film would make a huge impact on children's spirits by offering positive role models. Scholar Marlene D. Allen felt the saying, "If you can see it, you can be it," applied to the film, which kind of reminds me of the Kevin Costner movie.
If you build it,
they will come, kind of thing.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah, it's a great movie, especially with the female characters in the film, which we talked about that too. Allen felt the women of Wakanda are the very definition of black girl magic, a term coined by Kashawn Thompson in 2013 to celebrate the beauty, power, and resilience of black women. Trey Johnson of Rolling Stone felt that after decades of trying to nail the black modern superhero, we may finally be getting what we've asked for, with Johnson saying Black Panther felt different from the blaxploitation films of the 70s and the blaxploitation-like attempts at black superheroes films in the 90s and 2000s because it was respectable, imaginative, and powerful, setting a new direction for the depiction of black superheroes. In the film's opening weekend, this is just more like demographics, people who went to see the movie. In the film's opening weekend, 30% of audiences in the U.S. were black, compared to 35% Caucasian, so like neck and neck, 18% Hispanic, 5% Asian. This was the most diverse audience for a superhero film ever. Normally, African Americans make up 15% of audiences for superhero films. That's no surprise there. In the second weekend of it, it being in theaters, the demographic was 37% Caucasian, 33% African American, 18% Hispanic, and 7% Asian. The film was nominated for 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, winning 3 of the 7, which was a monumental feat for Marvel and superhero films in general, because no other comic book adaptation had ever been nominated for any Oscars in any category.
Awesome.
So this movie was like
groundbreaking.
Yeah, groundbreaking, pioneering in a number of different reasons.
Yeah.
I'm specifically proud of this movie. When I first saw it, I went with my sister, niece, and brother-in-law, and at the end, when that kid looks at the child, he's like, "Who are you?" And then they kind of just pan his face and they cut to that song. I lost it. I lost it because and my sister looked at me and she was like, "Why are you crying?" I said, "Because I could feel in the moment how important the moment was going to be." I felt pride and proud that we have an actual black superhero to look up to as black people that, basically was saying, this is how you live your life. When you think about Chadwick Boseman and what he was going through at the time, just powerful, man. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, man.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see what happens in Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
To see who's gonna.
Me too.
Carry on the role.
I've been hearing or seeing a lot of rumors.
Said he would do it.
Open to come back. Yeah. Which will be a redemption arc for his character if they bring him back.
I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work, but I trust Marvel. I believe in Marvel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So however they're gonna do it, I'm here for it.
They've only had one slip up, in my opinion. That was Captain Marvel.
Yep.
That was it to me.
Yep.
All right.
Oh
no, I'm on the same page with you guys. It was more mediocre than all the other movies.
Right.
So
I mean, out of 22 movies, that one too.
But her role in Endgame.
No, it was fantastic. Yeah. Her role, it was just
a movie.
Yeah, no, just like her solo film. Yeah.
But also, Thor 2: Dark World was terrible.
Yeah.
That's why Ragnarok is so much better.
But I mean,
I can't wait
2 misses out of 22. I mean, that's forgivable.
Absolutely.
You're taking on
I'll
ridiculous.
I'll take those odds.
Yeah, absolutely. Every time.
Well, guys, this was Black Panther. If you haven't seen it, I don't know how you haven't, but please, we recommend it. It's on Disney Plus right now. If you have a subscription. Thanks for listening, Chris. Thanks for coming back on.
And thanks for tuning in to our. Thanks for tuning into our Black History Month series. This does end that, but doesn't mean the fight stops here or education stops here or the conversations doesn't stop here.
Absolutely.
Those need to continue if we're ever going to, cross this threshold together.
Yep.
So.
Chris, you've got some more music on the way, right?
Yeah, super stoked. I just released a song a couple weeks ago called Truly Madly Deeply. You can find it anywhere.
Amazing song.
Yeah. I'm really proud of it. It was a whole lot of fun to do. And I have full-length album coming out April 13th.
Where can we find your release music, though?
You can find it under While He Dreams on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Amazon. Anywhere you can find streamable music, you can find my music.
this guy's trying to be like us. We're on everything too.
Yeah.
You're trying to copy us.
Even
I really just want to be like you guys.
Even on Pandora? You're on Pandora?
I'm on Pandora. I've been on.
Hey, Pandora may need to give us some sponsors, man, because they,
Pandora and IMDb.
Yeah, and also some other places we'll talk about later.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.